I made $118,000 profit last month, not revenue, actual profit. My name is Zach Pasquarello. I've been making YouTube videos for the past 3 years. I've been running my bookkeeping business for the past 5 years. I make these videos honestly simply because I love talking about my business. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I made my money. I'm literally going to show you each category where I made my money because I have multiple income streams. And then stay tuned for the rest of the video because I'm going to give you 5 practical tips that will help you grow your business, start a business, make a ton of money. Let me just be clear. I'm not trying to brag. I make these videos for educational purposes because I truly believe financial transparency is the key to motivation, inspiration, and most importantly, education. I guarantee there are some people watching this video right now who are just now thinking about starting their own business and they have no idea this is possible. I know there's somebody out there watching this video because I was that person 5 years ago. I wish I was watching videos like this to inspire me and motivate me to start a business because I truly believe it's easier to make $100,000 as an employee, but it's easier to make $500,000 as an entrepreneur. The ceiling is so much higher. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the numbers. I'm going to give you April 2025 numbers, and then I'm going to compare it to April 2024, and then I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can make more money and how you can start and grow your own business. April 2025, as I mentioned before, I run a bookkeeping business. I made $59,000 last month in my bookkeeping business. I sell a course. I teach other people how to start a bookkeeping business. I made $11,000 doing that. So I make about 10% of my income selling the course. I do it because honestly, people asked me to do it. People were asking me, can you teach me how to start a bookkeeping business? Do you have a course recommendation? I didn't. So 2 years ago, I made a course. Now I casually promote my course on my YouTube channel. So I will do it right now. If you want to learn more how to start your own bookkeeping business, check out all the links in the description of this video. I've got a course for sale. I teach you everything you need to know from start to finish. Check it out. Consultations. I made $6,000 last month from one-on-one consultations, live group meetings. I hold a group meeting every Monday at 3 p.m. and I sell digital downloads on my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com/store. All those are linked in the description of this video. Check them out if you want. If you don't want to spend any money, if you want to start a bookkeeping business or any business without spending money, you totally can. You can absolutely do it. Watch a ton of free YouTube videos. You'll learn the majority of what you need to know. Interest income. I am a private money lender. Right now I have about $1.3 million lent out on real estate loans, private money real estate loans to real estate investors. These guys are doing fix and flips or they're doing long-term rentals. I give them money. I lend them money. Last month I made $13,000. Interest income simply from lending money. YouTube pays me $2,000 a month. Not too bad. Finally, loan origination fees. So every time I do a real estate loan, I charge an origination fee, 2 to 4%. I charge a processing fee anywhere from $200 to $900, and an underwriting fee can be anywhere from $750 up to $1,500 to underwrite each borrower whenever I do my private money loans. Last month, I had a record month and I made $36,000 just from originating real estate private money loans. If you don't know already, that's the direction that I'm going in. I am focusing the majority of my future energy on my private money lending. I have an investment fund, a 506c real estate debt fund open to accredited investors. You can invest into my fund and you will earn 8% up to potentially 12% fixed returns. If you want to register and learn more about my real estate debt fund, the link is in the description. It's called Zip Capital. I currently have $1.3 million lent out, and my goal is to raise $5 million over the next 12 months. So if you want to invest, if you're an accredited investor, register, Check it out. Reach out to me. Send me an email, zach@harrisburgbookkeeping.com. If you want to talk about private money lending, I'd be more than happy to talk about it. Last month, $36,000. That's unbelievable. That's incredible. So total, I made $127,000, and then I had $9,000 in expenses. So 127 minus 9, $118,000 net income last month. That's a record month. I've never made $118,000 before. Absolute record month. Unbelievable. Praise God. I truly believe everything I have accomplished is all because God has blessed me with the ability to start a business, grow a business, have my family, have my house. Everything is because of God. So I do want to give glory to God, say thank you to God, because truthfully, I believe He has given me all of this. Now let's talk about April 2024. 1 year ago, let's see, where did I come from? Like I said, started my bookkeeping business 5 years ago. I started private money lending 2 years ago, started my course 2 years ago. Bookkeeping last year, $43,000. Still pretty good, but the bookkeeping course, only $3,000. Consultations, only $3,000. No loan origination fees. Interest income, only $3,000. YouTube, only $1,000. So I this is still pretty good, but I made $49,000 April 2024, more than doubled, $118,000 April 2025. Those are the numbers. Those are the real numbers, straight from my QuickBooks, no BS. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you that I make a lot of money. I promise you that's not my goal. Truthfully, my goal is to convince you that you can make a lot of money. That's why I talk about it. That's why I'm an advocate for financial transparency. I'm not keeping any secrets. I will tell you exactly what I do, what I did. It's not magic. I'm not up here saying you can't do this. I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. You're never going to accomplish this. As a matter of fact, I say the opposite. You actually can do what I do. It's not easy. It's really, really hard. Don't ever let anybody tell you starting a business is hard. I messed up. Don't ever let anybody tell you starting a business is easy. As a matter of fact, don't ever let anybody tell you that doing anything worthwhile is easy, because everything's pretty hard. But if you stay consistent, if you work hard, if you do the right things, you can do it too. That's why I make these videos. That's why I teach people how to start a bookkeeping business. That's why I teach people how to do private money lending, because you can do it too. Okay, let's get into the advice. Let's talk about 5 tips, 5 actionable steps that you can take to grow your business, start a business, make a ton of money. That's what it's all about. Number 1, focus on high margin services. Honestly, I don't know if I got lucky or if I just made a couple good decisions, but I feel like I kind of stumbled into all of this by accident. For example, my wife and I, we both started a business at the same time. She started a home organizing business, which is amazing. Such a good idea, but there were some limitations. She was working in person. She had to drive places. It was a luxury service. Not everybody needs a home organizer. So she ran into limitations in the beginning. Versus me, my bookkeeping business, every business owner needs a bookkeeper. I can work virtually, remotely. I can service businesses all over the country from the comfort of my own home. So I'm able to make crazy high profit on my services because I'm not wasting time or money driving. I'm not wasting time working in person. I can service multiple clients at the same time, early in the morning, late at night, on the weekend. I'm not limited to their schedule where I have to go to their office or go to their home, and everybody needs a bookkeeper. High margin services. Selling a course, I'm not even going to recommend that anybody try to make money by selling a course, because honestly, that is incredibly difficult. I'm only able to make money on consultations and YouTube and selling my course because I somehow been doing this for 4 years on YouTube, 3 or 4 years. I seriously feel like I just got kind of lucky, or maybe I'm naturally gifted at speaking or educating. I'm not even going to try to encourage you to start a course, but bookkeeping and private money lending, I will tell you that you can do those two things. Anybody can be a bookkeeper as long as you like math and generally understand accounting fundamentals and Microsoft Excel and business and finances and numbers. Anybody can be a bookkeeper. This is such a good business to start because it's a necessary business. You can work virtually, you can work remotely, you can service clients all over the country. It's a necessary service. You don't need to hire employees. You don't need an office. You don't need equipment. You don't need real estate. You don't need buildings. You don't need properties. You can just start with a computer and an internet connection, and you can make basically 100% profit on your bookkeeping business. High margin, and you can charge a decent amount of money. Let me also compare it to a landscaping company. Recurring revenue is great. Bookkeeping business has recurring revenue, but a landscaping company also has recurring revenue because you're going to pay me to mow your grass every week. But what are you going to charge? $50, maybe $100. You got a lawnmower, a person mowing the grass, a truck, a trailer. You got to drive around to all the different houses. Cutting grass is not a high margin service. Bookkeeping, on the other hand, I can make $500 a month from one client working 30 minutes a week from the comfort of my own home. I could never leave my living room, and I can make $500 in 1 month just doing bookkeeping for one client working 30 minutes a week. So high margin services. Let's talk about number 2. Develop efficient systems for onboarding new clients. This is kind of complicated. I don't even really have like a step-by-step method for how I developed this. I would just say over the course of the last 5 years, I just kind of figured out what worked and what didn't work. So marketing is almost just as much about trying to find the right client, trying to find clients, as it is kind of reverse engineering the process. I want to find the right client. They need to find me as the bookkeeper, but it's more than just trying to find somebody who's willing to hire me, because you need to look at it from the other way. You also need to figure out, is this person going to be a good client? So you need to develop a system or a process for figuring out who's going to be a good fit, because not every business who needs a bookkeeper is necessarily going to be a good fit. So you need to develop a marketing strategy and onboarding process that weeds out people who aren't going to be a good bookkeeping client. So for example, I request 3 most recent bank statements. I request invitation to your QuickBooks account. I say, here's my phone number, give me a call, let's hop on the phone, let's talk about it. Or here's my scheduling link, go ahead and schedule a meeting and we can hop on the call anytime. So I make it easy enough that people can quickly sign up if they want, but I also make it just hard enough that it weeds out the people who aren't serious. And it might not seem like a big deal when you're just getting started. As your business grows, the ability to efficiently and quickly onboard new clients is going to be very important. So you need to develop a system that makes it easy enough for people to hire you, but also hard enough that you don't waste your time. That's really important, because potential clients, sales calls, you're not going to make money from those. So you need to protect your time. Develop a clear, efficient system for booking sales consultations, for quoting, for onboarding. Like I said, to give you a quote, super simple, but it still requires a few steps. So you'd be surprised. There are people out there who just won't be able to complete this step. It sounds kind of weird, but there are business owners who just simply won't have time or won't know how or won't want to email you their 3 most recent bank statements. And that's okay. We're not going to be a good fit. So the sales consultation, the onboarding client, the onboarding process is just as much an opportunity for you to get a new client as it is for you to weed out people who aren't going to be your client. I hope that makes sense. I know I did a pretty bad job of explaining that, but it's a really important point. Number 3, delegate low-level tasks. Except I never did that. So I think it could be a good idea. Maybe I hear people talk about it all the time, but I want to support the opposite. Basically, I want to be a voice for people who might not want to delegate low-level tasks, because I feel like 99% of the people out there are pressuring you to hire a VA or a virtual assistant or an executive assistant or an office manager or an office administrator, 99% of the people are telling you that's a good idea. Maybe it is, but I feel like we're different because we're bookkeepers. We're already office managers. These are our strong skills. We are already good at organization, communication, time management. So we might not need a virtual assistant, right? Can I say that? Like delegating low level tasks. I never did it. I don't know. I made $100,000 last month and I'm still responding to my emails and managing my own calendar and doing my own bookkeeping and going to the bank, reviewing documents. I'm still doing it all. So let me just be clear. There are some people who might benefit from delegating low level tasks. I might even benefit from doing that. But if you're like me and you don't want to delegate low-level tasks or you don't mind doing them, as long as you have enough time in your day to complete your tasks, I'm going to be the minority here. I'm going to say that's okay. Continue doing those low-level tasks as long as you're happy doing them and as long as you have enough time to do them. That's where I currently am. I'm still managing all of my low-level tasks. Two things. Maybe that's just my personality. Maybe I'm too much of a control freak. Maybe I'm too particular. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I wouldn't be able to have an executive assistant managing those low-level tasks for me. Or number two, maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I think that I am keeping up with everything. Maybe I'm actually slipping. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not keeping up with things as efficiently as I could. I don't know. But what I do know is that for the past 5 years, I've done everything myself. If you feel like you want to do that, but you feel weird because 99% of the people are pressuring you to not do those low-level tasks, let me be a word of encouragement. If you want to do them, you can. If you don't want to do them, if you don't have time to do them, if you don't know how to do them, sure, outsource them. Let's move on. Two more things. Number 4, create daily content for marketing and networking. I have recently shifted the way I talk about sales and marketing. Now I say marketing and networking. For me, for us, entrepreneurs, financial services, private money lenders, real estate, investments, marketing and networking to me have kind of become the same thing. I'm trying to build relationships. That's really what it's all about. I'm marketing, I'm creating content on social media for free, by myself, not delegating low-level tasks from the comfort of my own home, not using fancy software. I'm not a creative genius. I'm not a Photoshop expert. I don't have expensive equipment. This is expensive. This microphone was expensive, I will admit. This microphone is the only fancy equipment that I have. I have my phone and a tripod and this expensive microphone. That's it. That's how I create my content. I know there are other people out there who have nice cameras and a bunch of gadgets, and that's great. But if you're just getting started, and if you don't know where to get started, if you're intimidated by all the expensive equipment, all you need is a cell phone with a camera. That's literally all you need. That's all I had when I got started. You don't need software, equipment, skills. Just create content every day for marketing to get your name out there and for networking to build relationships, because bookkeeping and investments, the two things I'm doing, are all about relationships. Finances, financial services are all about trust and relationships. The only way for you to get a total stranger to trust you is to show up consistently. They need to see you every day, every week, every month, for multiple years, multiple months. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks. Sometimes it takes a couple years to get a new client, to get a new investor, to get a new relationship. So you just have to show up consistently every day. Keep it simple. Develop a simple strategy. Develop a simple routine, a simple process. Creating marketing content should not take you 2 hours every day, because if it does, it's not sustainable. Come up with a system to create high quality content. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be high quality, good enough, and just post it consistently. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Those are the 4 social media channels I use. Twitter and TikTok are also good. I don't use them. It doesn't matter what you do. It could be email marketing, blog, networking groups. Doesn't matter what it is. The only thing that matters is that you do it consistently. Because trust is built over time. You need to show up. You need to prove yourself as an industry expert. Prove yourself as someone who is trustworthy, and just show up every day. Have thick skin, because the internet is a crazy place. There are going to be haters. Ignore them. Focus don't even respond. Block them. Are you kidding me? Your Facebook is your Facebook. Nobody has the right to be on your social media pages if you don't want them to be. You don't need to let anybody be a bully in your Facebook comments or on your Instagram page. If anybody is giving you a hard time or being negative or being disrespectful, block them immediately. It's too easy. There are so many people out there who need you, who need your services, who will value you and your services. So you need to focus all of your energy on those people. If you respond to a negative comment, or if you get upset over somebody who's being a bully, you are being disrespectful to all the people who need your services. So ignore the negativity, focus on the people who respect and value you and your services. Last thing, reinvest profit for growth. That's literally how I got into private money lending. That's how I made $13,000 interest income. That's how I made $36,000 loan origination fees. I kept my lifestyle relatively moderate. We did move into a new house in 2024. Our mortgage is pretty expensive. It's like $4,000. That's a pretty expensive mortgage, but I'm still driving a Toyota Corolla. My wife has a Honda minivan. I wear relatively cheap clothing. We don't go on expensive or lavish vacations. I have lived relatively modestly over the past 4 years, even though I could spend a lot of money. But I've chosen to reinvest for the future. I've chosen to save my money so that I can reinvest into my businesses. Right now, I have $1.3 million of cash lent out to real estate investors. I'm earning 12% interest on my cash. That would not be possible if I did not reinvest my profits back into growth. First, you need to develop a cash cow. So don't skip steps. Don't go straight to what do I do when I get $1 million? Worry about that in a couple years. Your first step is develop a cash flowing business. That's your first challenge. Start a business, focus on that one business, get to the point where you have $50,000 laying around, left over, like I did 2 years ago. That's how it happened. It happened naturally. It happened by accident. I was running my bookkeeping business. I maxed out my IRA. I maxed out my 401k. And I just had extra cash laying around. And so I was forced to come up with a investment strategy because I had so much cash laying around. That's how it's going to happen. Let it happen naturally. Let it happen by accident. Focus on one thing first. Focus on your bookkeeping business first. Make that into the best possible business you can. Get that cash flowing. And then once you have extra cash laying around, save it. Don't spend it. Don't waste it. Save it. Figure out how you can reinvest that back into your bookkeeping business, maybe marketing, maybe hiring people, or figure out how you can invest the cash flowing from your bookkeeping business into a future investment. Like, hey, maybe you follow my footsteps. Maybe you start a bookkeeping business, a couple years go by. Maybe you start private money lending. Bookkeeping and private money lending go hand in hand. So that's it. I'm going to wrap up this video. If you're interested in learning more, check out all the links in my description. I've got a course for sale. I've got an investment fund offering 8% up to 12% fixed returns to accredited investors. And I've got so much more. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out new videos every week. I'll see you all next time.